Morning, students. We were on lines and angles, and we have already completed the 6.1, and we were on 6.2, and with 6.2, we have also completed the first three questions. That is question number 1, in which we have to show the line AB and CD both are parallel to each other. In question number 2, the three lines which were parallel to each other, but the y and z which is given in the ratios, using that factor we have to find out the value of x. That also we had done. Question number 3 also we had done with the three more angles to find out when GD and the line AB and CD is given parallel. So let's start with the fourth question today. That is question number 4. Let me take the pen annotation. Fine. Where I'll get the pen, just a minute. Fine. Here in the given figure, PQ and ST. Let me bring little thickness in the pen. PQ and ST both is given parallel to each other, and as well the angle TSR. This angle is given 130 degree, and PQR is given 110 degree. They said us to find out the angle QRS. So this angle we have to find out. For this, what will we do? We'll construct a line which is parallel to PQ and ST, that is this way, which is passing to the point R. And we'll show this that this line L is parallel to your ST and PQ. Now what will we do? When you look at this figure and imaginary, let me complete this figure, T, S, R, and somewhere I'll name it as this point as a, further if I'll move here, let's consider as Z. So this looks like a trapezium, and we know that the adjacent angles of the trapeziums makes you 180. So angle S plus angle angle R, this together it gives you 180. So in angle S we have given 130 degree. With the help of this we can able to find out the angle R, that would be 50 degree. So one part is over. We were able to find out the angle R 50 degree. Now what will we do? Looking at the figure, we take another color, that is, I'll start from here, P, Q, R, and Z. And since these lines are parallel to each other, we can say PQR, that is 110 degree, is equals to QRZ, will be equal using the alternate interior angle. So I can say here PQR angle will be equals to angle QRZ. In the bracket I'll write alternate interior angle. So here we know that PQR is 110 degree, So ultimately we can believe that QRZ is also 110 degree. QRZ. Now, what actually we want to find out is QRS. And for this, we can do this way, angle QRS plus angle SRZ. Summation of these two angles will give you angle QRZ, isn't it? If we add these two angles, let me change the color. Let me take any color that is light one. अगर मैं इस एंगल को और इस एंगल को प्लस कर दूं, I'll get complete angle QRZ. So here in this, we want to find out the QRS. This is the question mark. Whereas the angle SRZ we have obtained 50 degree, and total angle QRZ is 110, as we have found above using the alternate interior angle. So angle QRS is equals to 110 minus 50 degree. So angle QRS will be finally be obtained, that is 60 degree. I hope you understood. Let's move with the second question. Before that, I have to erase it, and I'm taking few seconds to do that or to do it. Just you go through the concept of this question. Let me go with the question number 5, which is again more interesting. In the given figure, if AB is parallel to CD, AB is parallel to CD. So this is the line AB and this is the CD. And APQ is given 50 degree, AP and Q is given 50 degree. Since these two lines parallel, if I extend this line backside, so this angle 50 will be equals to this angle 6 using the alternate interior angle, it forming angle Z. The same thing they have mentioned here, that X is equals to 50 degree using the alternate interior angle. So we obtain here this one as 50 degree. And we want to find out X and Y. So X is obtained 50 degree using alternate interior angle. Now we want Y. But before that, what I'll express, what we can go with is this. If I'll add the angle, that is QRT. If I'll add this angle and PRD, this angle, it is 127. It looks like a linear pair forming a semicircle over a straight line, which gives you 180 degree. So we'll add these two angles, that is QRD, angle QRD plus angle PRD. Together it gives you 180 degree using the linear pair. LP I will write, linear pair. So QRD we want to find out. QRD. This is PRD is 127 is equals to 180. So QRD is equals to 180 minus 127. So you will approx get 10 minus 7, 3. Then you have 7 minus 2, 5, 53 angle. So this is your 53. This is your 53 degree. Now what will we do? It is very interesting fact if you look at the questions again carefully, and if I change the color, we have a triangle PQR and we know the angle sum property of PQR that gives you 180 degree. When we add three angles of a triangles, it gives you 180 degree. So we'll add it X, angle X plus angle Y plus angle, I'll name this one as 53, I'll write 53 itself. what we have obtained will gives you 180. This x is 50, y we have to find out, plus 53 is equals to 180. So angle y equals to 180, and if we add this 50 and 53 together, it gives you 103. If I subtract 103 from here, I'll get angle y as 77 degree. I hope you have understood. So first, using the alternate interior angles, we have found the angle x, that is 50 degree, using alternate interior angle forming z. Then we use the linear pair to find out the angle QRD, that is 53 degree. And finally, we applied the angle sum property of the triangle to obtain the value of y. I hope you're understanding. Let's go with the sixth question, and that would be the last question of this exercise. And I hope you all students are watching videos. This will be really beneficial for you to understand while any teaching process is going on in online teaching classes from your teacher side. So better you go through the videos first and sit for your online classes, which will really help you to understand the sums once you know the concepts. Here, there is a two mirror which is standing opposite to each other, that is PQ and RS. These are the two mirror. And what has been done, a ray of light been incident over the ray, a ray of light is AB incident over the surface of PQ mirror, which hits and flown back in the opposite direction. So this I'll consider as incident ray I, and this one I'll consider as R, reflected ray for the mirror PQ. Now that same ray, reflected ray, when comes and hit the surface RS, the same reflected ray for the RS, it becomes incident ray. And it hits the surface RS of the mirror and it bounces back and forms a reflected ray. So here BC is the ray which act as incident as well as reflected ray depending on the surface where it hits. So in the beginning, when I'll call upon incident ray is AB, but for AB, the reflected ray is the BC for the surface of the mirror PQ. But at the same time, when we talk about the surface mirror of RS, when that same ray BC, which was reflected ray for the AB, now it comes and hit the RS, it becomes incident, and after that it reflect, that is CD, is reflected ray. Now we know in the physics that we draw the normal, that is 90 degree imaginary line between the incident ray and the reflected ray. So this becomes your incident angle I. This becomes reflected angle. Again, this is now incident ray for the RS. This becomes incident angle and this becomes reflected angle. If I name it as 1, 2, not 1, 2, let me write here from 1, 2, year 3, and year 4. Now we have to prove that the incident ray AB and the reflected ray CD both are parallel to each other. How we can do this? It's very simple. Let me explain you. We know the law of reflection that always the angle of incident is always equals to angle of reflection. जो एंगल यहाँ बनता है इंसिडेंट का वही एंगल यहाँ रिफ्लेक्शन का बनेगा. Suppose this is your 30 degree, this would be your 30 degree. If this is your 60 degree, this will be also 60 degree. In that case, if I talk about the ray AB incident and the BC reflected, I can say angle 4 is equals to angle 3 using the law of reflection. Similarly, I can say angle 1 is equals to angle 2, again using the law of reflection. So looking at this figure, we can draw out this way. 4 is equals to 3, what we obtain now. 1 is equals to 2, but at that same time, if I use the alternate interior angle that's forming, that is, I'll use green color, that is this. This is 90 degree, that is normal. This is also 90 degree, normal. So both line is parallel, and we'll consider this one as transversal. So it's forming Z. This angle and this angle will be equal using alternate interior angle. So angle 2 is equals to angle 3. I'll see here angle 2 is equals to angle 3 using alternate interior angle. Using all these three, we'll now have, as shown here, 1 is equals to 4. You can check it out here. 1 is equals to 2, where 2 is equals to 3, and 3 is equals to 4. So we can write that 1 is equals to 4. Now I'll multiply 2 on both the side. So here 2 is multiplied. So 2 times angle 1 and 2 times angle 4. Now I'll differentiate it, that is 1 plus 1 and 4 plus 4. And we know that 1 is equals to 2 from here. So here in place of 1, I'll write it here 2. And here in place of 3, I will write it 4. If we'll make the addition of 1 plus 2, will give you angle B, C, and D. And if we add the angle 3 and 4, it gives you A, B, and C. So these two angles are equal. That is what alternate interior angles. That's the reason we can say a line AB is parallel to line CD. In fact, I'll use the word ray AB is parallel to ray CD. I hope you understood. Thank you. And please, it's a request, humble request to go through all the videos before you sit for your online classes from teacher's side, so you can understand much better. And I'll come with the new exercise in the next video. Thanks, and stay happy, stay healthy, and that's all. Thank you.